What's going on, people? This is Tasha Rasay for Computer Music Academy, and welcome back to Playing With. In this episode, we're going to talk about Signal by Output. This right here is a pulse engine instrument for Kontakt. It has 40 gigs of content. That includes analog and digital synths, as well as organic instruments. It also has built-in effects and macros, and plenty of sound creation capability. So with that said, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to warn you in advance, this is a very unique and, dare I say, niche instrument. It's not for everybody. But with all of that being said, this is a very cool instrument. I love what it does. Now, I have to admit that with the time that I've spent with it, I still haven't grasped it all. But I do see the potential of this particular instrument. If you spend a lot of time with it, you will be able to do some very cool things if you get deep into it. But with that, let's talk about what this thing is. This is a pulse engine instrument. And that sounds crazy in and of itself. What you can do with this pulse engine is very, very sick. Now, you actually have two pulse engines. And these pulse engines actually have two signals. These signals can be made up of waves, steps, arpeggiators, or loops. And you have the ability to do some really crazy things with all of this. Before I go any further, let me just play some of these sounds for you and show you what's going on. So to get to the library is actually very simple. You click here. This is going to open up your browser down here. And these are all of your tags that are available. So you can literally say, I want something organic and let's say beautiful. Let's try this out. Yeah. Now that's actually pretty cool in and of itself. But you have these things right here. These are actually macros and they are sliders. And at the top and bottom, you have different features, so to speak, or functions of that particular slider that will manipulate what's going on with the instrument. So I actually have these routed to my sliders on my MIDI controller, and I can do stuff like this. And if you listen real close, you can hear the difference between the tuned and the detuned. Let's try this one. You can hear that there's a different rhythm there. There's a different rhythm there. Up here you got the sharp and soft. See where I'm going? Then you got wet and dry. Completely dry. Completely wet. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully that opens you up a little bit and lets you know what this thing is really about, what can be done with this. And that's only the beginning, because here's the thing, you're actually dealing with, a couple different signals here, which we'll get to that later. But you also have the ability to cut the pulse engine off, which I have that routed to one of my sliders as well. Now it's off. This is the actual sound. Yeah. Okay. What's happening is when you turn the pulse engine on, you get this based off of the settings in the pulse engine. Yeah, it's pretty sickening. So before I go deep into that kind of stuff, let's go back here and actually play some more of these sounds and show you what's really going on here. Yeah. Listen to that. Take the pulse out of it entirely. This is so cool. Yeah. Hopefully you're beginning to see what's going on here. It's flat. It's pulse. Different rhythms. I like that. Definitely like a filtered sweep type thing. In phase, out phase. Yeah, dude. Let's get to some more of these sounds. There's a lot in here. There's actually 500 different sounds, but then that's the presets. You can really get in and do some, some crazy original type stuff with the Pulse engine, and I'll show you that shortly. Yeah, I like that. I like indie ensemble. I don't know if I've ever heard this one. Nice. Okay, there we go. There's a change. Okay, that's more towards the center. This is wide. Completely dry, completely wet. This is nice. Let's turn this off. I like. Let's check out some of these other categories here. Let's go let's do something creative and dirty. Let's see what we got with that. Another sweep. Yeah, see, the sounds that I'm hitting right now are cool, and there's plenty other really cool sounds in here. Ooh, I like that. Yes. Soft, sharp. Let's see what this sounds like with the engine off. Okay. I want to get a few more of these. You can actually clear your selections right here. Let's do something synth based and how about aggressive? Let's see what we got there. Okay. There we go. Now that's a chord, and you can hear the variations in the notes. That's really nice. You hear all the reverb on there. Now it's dry. I like that. Ah, nice. I've never actually heard this one before. This is cool. Yeah, that thing is nice. Let's get a couple more in and then we can get a little deeper into this. How about this? Burn it. Little reverb. Yes. Let's see. Let's clear this out a little bit. Let's go fat once again. Fat, warm. Let's go sound design. And you can see anytime you use your tags, then all of your results show up here according to those tags. So let's see what we got. Yeah, this is definitely worthwhile. If you have a MIDI controller that has sliders or knobs, I would definitely recommend the sliders over the knobs. But if you have a MIDI controller with those on there, that makes this instrument so much easier to use because you can use your mouse to hit the sliders, but the sliders definitely, the physical sliders are definitely make it a lot easier and make it more fun to use. Wow. Let's hear that without the engine. Yeah, it definitely has a Rhodes in there. And it's a delay on it. A delay as in the attack. I like that. And one last one. Let's see if we can go out big. Let's hit complex, creative, tremolo. Let's see. Yes, very, very nice. Okay, so now that we've actually heard some of these sounds and we heard what this engine does, let me take you through and show you how this thing works. It's actually very cool. So what I've done is actually found a pretty nice sound to demonstrate. It's called the Resolute Art. And these are the different articulations. Ooh, that's nice. Different variations that we have. And you can definitely hear the difference in this particular patch. This is why I picked it. Yeah. So now you see what's going on there. Let's explain it. So, as I said before, this thing is actually made up of two pulse engines. And we can go here to pulse engines and we can see what's really going on. This is your pulse engine A, this is your pulse engine B. And believe it or not, there is a lot of settings and possibilities and options to both of these. As I said before, on each pulse engine, you have the choice of two different sources, and these sources can be a wave, step, arp, or loop for source 1. Source 2 can be a wave or a step. Now, before I even get to that, let's cut this engine off entirely. which you can do. You can also just press this right here, but I have it assigned to my slider. This is the main sound. Yeah, that sounds very cool. How do we get that? How do we start this whole process of building these pulse engines and designing these crazy sounds? It starts right here. You go down here to these different sources, and I'm going to turn this one off. You go down here and you can actually select the sources you have, and you can go from where right now we're in the synths. So you got analog. This is yeah. But then you also have instruments that you can select from. Yeah. Okay, and I think we had gritty bass. So you can actually select either a synth or an instrument as your main source. Then from there, you can actually turn on the pulse engine. So we do that, and we just have pulse engine A on at the moment. Now, what we have in the main rhythm, let's turn the second one off. The main rhythm is this. And this is what's happening. Again, you have a wave. You have a wave, you have step sequence. You have the arpeggiator, which is what we heard before. And you also have a loop. Now, all of this actually comes with the instrument. So you have all of those choices, and definitely with the loop, you can actually go in here and decide where you want the loop to play. Yeah, pretty sick. And we were on arpeggiator. And then along with that, you have a number in each one of these, you have a number of options to choose from. So we're back in the wave right now. You can go here to the shape, and you have all of these shapes to choose from, which is insane. Yeah. It's sickening. But then this is just one category of the waves. You have medium. You also have complex. It gets very silly over here. That's just the waves. Steps, same thing. Patterns. Then you got you're in sync, you simple right now, syncopated, triplet. You see where I'm going? Same with the arps. Pattern, syncopated, triplet, simple. So you have plenty of stuff to do here. Plenty of stuff that you can deal with. It's absolutely nuts, man. And by the way, this wave is the actual wave from the gritty bass. But yeah, you could get really silly with this thing, man. And not only that, you could actually, go through and design different things. You can change the directions. This is just dealing with your arpeggiator right now. You can assign a different amount of steps, take it up, take it down. Just absolutely nuts, man. This is absolutely nuts. And that's just the one pulse engine. So let's get back to where we were before. And over here with your second rhythm, now that we have this on, you can select between a wave and a step, which we have. Yeah. Then you can do all of this twice turning on the second engine. Different rhythms, different patterns. Yeah, this is stupid, man. This is absolutely stupid. But let me alert you to something. We're only dealing with the absolute basic settings of the pulse engines right now. You have an advanced tab right here, which opens up all of these crazy possibilities down here. Yeah, this thing is pretty deep. It's very deep as far as how deep you can go, how crazy you can get creating these sounds. And that's still only part of the game because you also have, as we showed before, the pulse engines sliders, the macros. And you see all of the different names or different effects or variations that it has on this particular instrument. How you assign that is actually pretty cool. First, you have an effects tab, and you can come in here and add effects to pretty much everything. It's very simple to do, actually. What you would do is just come in, say I wanted to add tape saturation. You click on that. You have these two buttons at the bottom. Of course, the left is for the pulse engine A, and the right is for pulse engine B. Very cool. But how this works for you is the macros. And once you click on the macros, you'll see these sliders actually light up and you find out that they're numbered. So we're in macro 1, meaning we're only adjusting the settings for this particular slider right here. And you can assign up to all 4 sliders. In each slider, you have 6 different slots that you can assign, or effects or dynamics. And it's actually pretty simple to do so. You would just click on assign. And right now it's telling you to go to the effects pattern or effects tab or to the pulse engine tab. So let's say go back to the tape saturation. If I wanted to add this to pulse engine A, and when you hover over these knobs, you can actually click to assign this. So I'm going to assign that there. It comes back here, and now this slot has been opened up. And when I use that slider, now you see how everything is assigned. Very sweet. You can assign the range down here, the amount that's actually being added, along with that particular macro. This is sick. Absolutely sickening, dude. I love this instrument. And I'm actually going to do a couple of more videos to really get in depth with this thing, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it's capable of. And if you're interested in creating just ridiculous soundscapes for soundtracks or music, whatever type of music that you can imagine, you can do it with Signal. I promise you. And that is why I highly recommend it. You can purchase Signal from output.com for $199 US. And yes, it is an instant download. On that note, if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And for more reviews, tutorials, and exclusive courses, make your way over to computermusicacademy.com. See you next time.